Hi guys, hello, good evening. What do you think of my hair? I packed it into two buns. Right, I was going to ignore this. I was really going to ignore this. But what we do on this channel is we drag the rooter because they have decided not to hold the working royals accountable. They have decided to waste our time on useless news. And in useless news today, they are looking for their hate clicks as they normally do, making a non-story a story. So, as you may recall from my post yesterday, a heavily redacted report on Prince Harry's visa application, which I will say this, even though it's going to be heavily redacted and not all of it, I still think it's a wild violation of his privacy. I don't care if the only thing they show us is the Duke, everything else in black. This is highly inappropriate. The Duke's personal records should be personal. Everybody's personal records should be personal. Of all the problems that are plaguing all of us in the UK today, whether Harry lied on his visa application is none of my business. And I'm going to put a poll. How many of you, from the comments is very clear, but I want to put a poll anyway so that it's on record. How many of you genuinely give a flying F about anybody's visa records? Let me not even use Harry, except your own, actually. If you're going somewhere, or if you're applying for a job, or if you're moving to a new country for an extended period of time, your visa records, like your birth records, like your health records, are none of anybody's business. This is highly inappropriate. And this is a very dangerous precedent we're moving into. Right? This is part of the reason why I'm not worried they're going to reveal anything. Like I said, like the judge ruled, this is going to be heavily redacted. So I'm not expecting to see anything. But still, a private fund cannot wake up in the morning and decide to go after a private citizen's personal records because for shits and giggles. And I would say shame on the British press for turning what is a clear violation of his privacy into public, let me not even say public interest. They know a lot of people don't give a damn about. They know that it doesn't have any impact on anybody's life. I mean, what do you get by knowing this? Harry is not going to be deported. He's not going to go to jail. He's not going to face anything. Because even though he said, and I know this is going to be, we're not going to probably even know, but let me play devil's advocate. And I said it yesterday. Even if Harry was taking drugs from when he was 14 to 25, or to the very moment he left the US, according to US law, from what I understand, unless you are convicted for drug offenses, they don't care. And I'm pretty sure they know people lie on their applications. In short, by these examples, let's have Ozzy Osbourne's visa application. Let's have every musician that has ever stepped into the US and the UK release all their visa files. That prick Niall Gardner from Heritage Foundation. Oh yeah, let's see your visa application now. Abi, share are opening everybody's nyash. Prince William and Kate, let us see their visa applications. Abi, this is highly inappropriate. And that's my anger. Even though nothing comes out of it, even though there won't be anything used to embarrass, I hope that there's nothing, even the most minute things used to embarrass Harry. This is still highly inappropriate and a ridiculous flex of power by the right wing and the British press and the royal family. He is a private citizen. Frankly, I think all of us should be outraged. And I'm glad to see more people are posting under the videos comments, under the Twitter comments, that this is highly inappropriate. Hell, even on Reddit, I couldn't believe it. Reddit was even saying that why is this my personal information? Why do I care? They keep on saying public interest. It is not. A lot of people don't want to know. They don't care. So I want to just say this: the British royal family and the British press risk continuing to piss people off and get them to turn off the royal family by aggressively pursuing this bullying against the Sussexes. Enough. They left 5 years ago. Let them get on with their lives. I'm going to quickly, don't worry, I've started fast forwarding the comments so that they don't stay on our screens long enough. But I'll just quickly play this so that you can hear what they have to say.
The Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank, made the FOI request alleged that the Duke may have concealed past legal drug use that should have seen him disqualified from getting his visa. Well, joining now Kate Mansey, Centre for the Times, specialising in raw writing and reporting on the case.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us. What would you like to learn from these papers, and how heavily redacted are they going to be?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? How much are we going to see? This has been a long-running case now for a couple of years. This Heritage Foundation, based in Washington, D.C., a conservative think tank, has decided that we all need to know what was in his application form after the back of what he published himself instead. He talks about taking cocaine from the age of 17 at friends' country houses. He talks about marijuana, saying cocaine didn't do much for him, but marijuana did really help. And then psychedelic mushrooms while in California at celebrity events and house parties there. So he's all put it on the table. So presumably he doesn't really have much to hide in terms of what will be revealed. It's just what the ramifications of that will be. Did he submit all that information in his application? That's what the Heritage Foundation wants to find out.
I mean, how real is this in terms of his visa case? I mean, the people speak to America, for example. So it doesn't necessarily seem to be the sort of thing we're getting kicked out of the country. But I suppose in the way the politics are going in the United States, it kind of might be.
Well, Trump said he's not minded to kick him out. I mean, that's the latest we've heard from him.
That's what they are hoping for. They are hoping that something will come out of it that will embarrass Harry. That's what this is all about. And for those of you that hate Harry, you cannot tell me that you agree with this. I live in the UK, and within the UK, I think, even though we have Brexited, we still follow EU GDPR laws. Harry's visa information falls under GDPR laws. They are his private information, and unless he gives permission for us to share it, it is not for public consumption. And the fact that it's going to be released, I don't think America follows GDPR, because to me, I'm actually quite surprised this is being released in any form at all. But yeah, and just to quickly comment, Kate Mansey, that horse-faced, she and that idiot Roya Nikkah, they were, if you guys remember, during International Women's Day, they released that deeply humiliating podcast. I don't even know what podcast, where they were implying that feminists don't cook. Apparently, young ladies or women that are feminists, you are not feminist if you cook and you want to do hosting. That is anti-woman now, apparently. Anyway, let's just get this over with quickly so we can.
It's no secret that Trump and the Sussexes aren't best pals. Meghan's made that quite clear, and Trump himself said that Meghan was terrible. He said Harry's got enough on his plate with that wife, she's terrible. So I don't think there's any kind of love lost there. Is Trump going to make an issue of it? I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see what is in the files, what he's submitted, and how much that's going to be redacted, I think.
What is Prince Harry's own popular status in the United States? I mean, when they moved there, whenever it was called Code, it was before Code. It was basically in the middle.
They left 5 years ago. 5 years ago to make this.
So right to start. When they moved there, it was extremely popular, and you had sort of Americans telling them, your stuffy Prince William and Princess Kate. Is that still the case, or is that sort of, turned away a little bit?
The latest poll that we conducted at the time showed that they had fallen away a little bit. They're not as popular as they were when they first went out there. Having said that, they've got this big Netflix deal. Meghan's new show seems to be going very well. It's in the top charts there. So it's whether they can turn it around. And what the public reaction will be to these files when they're released.
In the same sentence where she said Harry and Meghan are not as popular as they used to be, again, they said they conducted a poll. I will use this same poll. They keep on using, they always find a magical poll from somewhere whenever Meghan does something, and they quickly let us know that Kate is still the most popular royal. They did the same thing when Meghan's show came out. Out of nowhere, they started talking about YouGov. Kate is still the most popular royal. And I'm like, I'm still not clear who you are sample sizing, because most people I know, everyday average people, don't give an F about the royal family. They don't like the royal family. If for nothing else, they don't see what value they bring to the average person, and they are well aware they are hoarding millions of pounds while doing F4. They are aware members of the royal family do not work. The only thing Kate does is smile and wear clothes. That's it. Don't even get me started on William. The only time we see William is when we see him going to a football game. We don't see him working. So this is what I keep on telling you guys. The press is not doing the royal family any favors. If they ever find my page and ever find this video, let me look at them right in the eye. These people are going to ruin you. Are slowly ruin, not even slowly. They are fast tracking your destruction in this country. People are not in the mood for this nonsense. They may not be Meghan fans. because I think the press have been quite successful in turning people against that woman for no reason. They may not even be Harry fans. But you know what else they are not fans of? People who are collecting millions of pounds every year and have nothing to show for it. You couldn't even show the Commonwealth Day Memorial because of all the booing and the protests. The only thing you could think to report on was Kate's dress. If that is not a sign to you that you need to turn this around and leave Harry and Meghan alone at the very least, if you keep on this campaign that you seem determined to stay on, you have no one but yourself to blame if by the time William ascends the throne, there isn't any monarchy left for him to ascend to.
Will be more interesting, really, than the ramifications. It doesn't seem as if Trump is going to use it to kick him out of the country.
Right, so you think there's really no chance of that?
I don't think he will. I mean, it's very awkward when it comes over his unprecedented state visit with a kind of guest and, and here's your son, he's staying with you.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I do that. Getting rather bad. Yeah, thank you very much. Good to have you with us.
Now, the Duke of Sussex's immigration files must be made public by tomorrow. It's quite a complicated story here. A judge made that ruling as part of an ongoing freedom of information request that had been brought by a conservative think tank based in Washington, D.C. And why? Because in Prince Harry's book Spare, he made references to taking cocaine, marijuana, and psychedelic mushrooms. Now, the Heritage Foundation, this is the body that put out the freedom of information request, they're alleging that Prince Harry may have concealed part of legal drug use that should, they say, have disqualified him from obtaining a US visa. Here's actually I'll get this explained for us. It's Sarah Hughes, the Royal Correspondent. Sarah, good morning. Morning to you, Rosie. So tell us what Prince Harry has to make public today. Well, yes, you said, it's a complicated case that's been going on for more than a year now since the Heritage Foundation brought this from Freedom of Information request against the Department for Homeland Security. And after the publication of Harry's book Spare, they wanted to know whether he had been honest on his visa application form when he entered the United States. Did he admit to past drug use, or did he lie? If he did admit it on the form, was he given special differential treatment by the Biden administration because of who he was? Now, in September of last year, it was ruled that Prince Harry had the right to privacy and his visa records should remain private. But then the Heritage Foundation appealed that. There was a court hearing in February of this year, and that was the first under the Trump administration. And after that, it was ruled by the judge that his visa records could be made public, and that needs to be done by tomorrow at the latest. Now, I think they're likely to be heavily redacted, Rosie, so it's not quite clear yet how much we will see from his visa records, but certainly this is a big victory for the Heritage Foundation, who have been trying to get this transparency for some time now. What it means for Prince Harry, well, that's not really clear at this stage. We've had, as you might imagine, various conflicting statements from President Trump. In March last year, he told Nigel Farage that he wouldn't be giving Prince Harry any easy ride. Why should he? Because he betrayed his grandmother. But then earlier this year, he said, look, I'm not going to go after Prince Harry. He's got enough troubles of his own with that wife. She's terrible. We know there's no love lost between Meghan and President Trump. She's described him as divisive and misogynistic. So it remains to be seen what we will see from these visa records, and indeed what the reaction will be from President Trump. The other question, Rosie, is what kind of visa he is on, because there is some suggestion that he's actually on an A1 head of state visa as a member of the royal family and as the son of the king, in which case he would have had lower security background checks. Okay, then maybe we wouldn't have to declare that answer. You wonder, Sarah, when he wrote that in the book Spare, I mean, was he ill-advised that was, this is sort of a bit of an own goal for Harry? He created this situation. Yeah, he really opened up this can of worms, didn't he, by admitting to this drug use, as you mentioned, cocaine, marijuana, taking psychedelic mushrooms. When he was at Courtney Cox's house, he went into a lot of detail about previous drug use. And of course, it made headlines at the time, but it opened up this case and it allowed the Heritage Foundation to bring these proceedings, which have been going backwards and forwards now, as I said, for more than a year. And in the next 24 hours or so, it will be very interesting indeed. It was kind of what's motivating the Heritage Foundation to go after him like this so much. Yeah, I think Prince Harry was the kind of headline of this, but actually it was the Heritage Foundation versus the Biden administration, whether the Biden administration had gone easy on the blind eye. Yeah. So it could be that. It could be that Harry was completely honest and Homeland Security sort of said okay in their mind. Or yeah, okay. There's other royal news today. It's Patrick's Day today. Lots of people will be celebrating. All eyes will be on Kate. Tell us what she's up to. Yes, the Princess of
nobody gives a shit. But otherwise, she would have been the starter of your show. But you clearly don't. You clearly know nobody cares, which is why Harry is the headliner, and you've dedicated 8 minutes 21 seconds on him, and you're about to give Kate less than 2 minutes of time, because to be fair, there really isn't so much in just showing up, smiling and standing, which is all Kate does basically. So yeah, I mean, you've heard it here, folks. We've already discussed this before. I just wanted to share it with you. I personally don't expect this to, I stand by what I said yesterday. This is going to be a massive nothing burger. A massive nothing burger. By the very nature of who Harry is, his security concerns, and they want to maintain their reputation as people able to protect secrets, I don't see them leaking anything worthy to the press. I think this is just a shut up. Okay, fine, you've been asking, take this and shut up. You're not getting any more. The Heritage Foundation would have at least justified the grifting they've been grifting all their members for. And I'm not particularly sure what they're hoping to achieve with this. Harry is not going to get deported. Harry is not going to get arrested. Harry is not leaving America. Harry is not leaving his wife. Harry is not abandoning his kids, and Harry is not coming back to the royal family. So I don't know where this is going. I don't know what they hope to achieve. Besides, maybe tomorrow they can let us know what exactly they are hoping to achieve. But yeah, guys, for me, what really stands out here, I don't think I don't think they are saying anything I didn't expect them to say. But to my point, if the British press and the royal family, let me say it in a different way. If the royal family wants to survive, they need to start putting a muzzle on the British press. I think this nonsense has gone on long enough. I think the more Meghan especially begins to bringing out a cooking show, at least Horseface Mansey was right. Meghan is quite popular, and it's not just in the US, by the way. Let me stress, she's quite popular with a number. She's quite popular. Let's keep it honest. She's extremely popular. I think more people are curious about her. I wouldn't say more people hate her. Please let's begin to stop using the echo chambers of the internet as evidence that people hate Meghan. I don't think they hate her. I think a lot more people might be curious about her. I think a lot of people definitely love her. I think the internet echo chamber of losers, trolls, and bots like to exaggerate the hate or the vitriol she gets. Even though I still think it's very dangerous, and you can incite somebody to commit acts of violence against her and her family on the basis of the online hate. I think it's time to muzzle the press. Like, how long can this go on for? How long can this go on for? People like, imagine you've watched the Meghan show. You've never paid attention to the royal. I mean, I bring up that lady's video that I posted in the morning, right, where she was. I know of Meghan, but I never paid attention to it. But then when somebody invited me to give a comment, and I saw the type of comments he was making, the hate, the negativity, I thought, okay, I don't want any parts of this nonsense. I think you're going to find more people thinking that way, that this is evil, this is wrong. And even if they are indifferent to it, who wants their name to be associated with that type of vitriol? It's not good for your image. It's not good for your online image. It's not good for your business. It's not even good for your soul. So yeah, the average person is beginning to wake up and realize that this isn't nice. This isn't right. You need to stop. And I look forward to see how this continues, especially now that Meghan is bringing out her podcast and bringing out season 2. As more and more people fall in love with her quirky Valley Girl hostess persona, I wonder how that would hold up against the needless, nasty, violent, I think, daily hatred this woman gets online. I wonder how long that will hold up. I think we're going to start slowly seeing a shift in what people are willing to tolerate on behalf of this couple. So yeah, sorry, I went off on a tangent again like I always do. Please tell me your thoughts. And I'm going to be fast forwarding the comments now. I feel that after taking some of your feedback on board, I know a lot of people do not like listening to this nonsense. So I'm going to be fast forwarding it so that we get straight to the point. What do you guys think? Do you think it's better than listening to it at normal speed, but just trying to get them to get their nonsense out so we can react to it without dwelling too much on it? But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Like I said, I love chatting with you guys. Please continue to like, please continue to subscribe, please continue to share, please continue to engage, and have a good one. Take care.